Riders, glad to have you back on the channel. Today we're testing a very interesting helmet from the Portuguese helmet manufacturer Nexx. It's the X.LifeCountry, a modular adventure helmet designed to offer you the features you need for a comfortable and enjoyable ride both on and off-road. The LifeCountry is designed to offer maximum versatility with a drop-down sun visor for changing light conditions, a flip-up mechanism to switch between open face and full face modes, and a removable and adjustable helmet peak that basically allows you to make this helmet optimal for any riding condition. It's got a recommended retail price of €749, which places it among the very high-end helmets in this category. It has a micromatic closure and it carries an EC2206 certification. Size-wise, this helmet is available from XS to 3XL, and what size would you need? Well, grab a tape cloth measure and measure the circumference of your head starting at about an inch above your eyebrows. Then take a look at the specific sizing instructions for this helmet to see what size fits you best. There's much more to test this helmet on, so let's get into it. First up, the material segment. Here we use a matrix that looks at two things. First, the material the outer shell is made out of. Then second, the amount of outer shell sizes a helmet is available in. More outer shell sizes is beneficial, as this means that you'll get a more compact shell across the entire size range. Let's see the results. So, the LifeCountry is made of Nexx's own X Pro carbon and is available in two shell sizes. It'd have been nice to see it come in more shell sizes, especially considering the fact that this helmet is available all the way up to 3XL. It earns 3.5 stars on this part. Now, let's continue to wait. Here we use a scale that is accurate to the gram. Every helmet is weighed in a size M without any additional features like a communication system installed. To determine star scores, we run the results through our full face weight matrix. Let's see the results. The LifeCountry weighed in at exactly 2042 grams, which is by far the heaviest helmet we've weighed on this channel. It's surprising to see it come in this heavy, considering its carbon fiber shell. However, its weight can be explained due to the fact that it has a peak and integrated sun visor and a flip-up mechanism, all of which do add weight. However, there are competitors with similar features that manage to weigh much less than the LifeCountry. All in all, it earns just a single star on this segment. Hopefully it does better in the Visor segment. Alright, the LifeCountry could use a high star rating, and maybe the Visor segment is where it bounces back. To judge the Visor, we use a matrix that includes a wide range of Visor features and characteristics, but naturally not every Visor feature is equally as impactful in your riding experience, which is why we've weighed them based on what riders ask us about the most. Let's see the results. First off, the LifeCountry comes alongside a pinlock lens in the box, and the visor itself has a wide field of vision. Like we mentioned earlier, this helmet is equipped with an integrated sun visor that drops down with a slider on the back of the helmet. The sun visor drops down very far and covers pretty much everything you can see. Finally, it's got a very good visor mechanism, locking the visor in 6 different positions. It's pretty sturdy and shouldn't be blown shut by the wind that easily. All in all, the LifeCountry earns a solid 4.5 stars for its visor. Now it's time to see how this helmet performed on the road. So, to what extent is the LifeCountry able to isolate the outside noise? And to measure this, I placed a decibel meter right next to my right ear to measure the sound exactly as I hear it. We take our measurements from long stretches of open highway riding an average of 130 km per hour. Finally, star scores are determined through the noise isolation matrix. Now, let's see the results. During our testing, the LifeCountry managed a decibel average of 101 decibels, a decent result, but a lot of competitors were able to outperform it. All in all, it earned 3 stars. Let's continue to ventilation. Get ready to see helmets like you've never seen before. We're taking our tests to the extreme with impact testing, demolition and some explosive experiments that'll show you just what these helmets can handle and what they can't. If you're watching and haven't subscribed, now is the time. You don't want to miss the action, so hit the subscribe button to stay tuned for some wild, one-of-a-kind tests coming your way. Now let's see to what extent the LifeCountry is able to keep your head cool out on the road. Our testing method is as follows. We've placed a thermometer inside the helmet, keeping track of the inside temperature at all times. At the same time, we keep track of the outside temperature and compare the two. Finally, we run the difference between the in and outside temperature through our ventilation matrix to determine star scores. But first, let's take a quick look at the ventilation layout of the LifeCountry, which is actually very simple in design. It's got one big air intake on top and on the chin, and that's it. And warm air leaves the helmet through two exhaust ports on the back of the helmet. On the road, this simple ventilation design proved to be very effective, as the LifeCountry got the temperature difference all the way down to 0 degrees, which means that this helmet is perfectly capable of managing the inside temperature, and it earns 4 stars for this part. Let's continue to comfort. Alright, so far we've ran through numerous performance related tests. Now it's time to discuss the comfort of the LifeCountry. However, this segment can present a challenge for us, as it's hard to express the comfort of a helmet into concrete numbers like we do in every other segment. So, to come to a star rating, we'll be taking both the comfort features and my experience with this helmet on the road into account. And in terms of fitment, this helmet is best suited for an intermediate to round oval head shape. Now, I myself have a more intermediate to long oval head shape, which means that I did feel a little more room than I would usually feel around the cheek pads. Still, even though this helmet didn't exactly match my head shape, I still found it to be comfortable in terms of fitment. My main gripe with this helmet, however, is its very heavy weight. You feel it when turning your head against the wind or after riding for a little while, and being an adventure helmet, it has little in the way of aerodynamics to help lighten the 2 kilos on your neck. In terms of comfort features, the padding of the LifeCountry is removable, washable, antibacterial and moisture wicking. It's also equipped with a chin curtain that helps to keep out the wind, making the helmet a bit quieter in the process. However, the padding of the LifeCountry does not have any built-in adjustability features. Long story short, I think the LifeCountry feels good to wear, especially if you're a rider that doesn't care much for weight, but it does have some room for improvement. And earns 4 stars on this segment. Let's continue to features. Finally, we've arrived at features. To determine star scores, we've set up a features matrix that includes all the bells and whistles that the helmet can be equipped with. Naturally, not every feature is equally as impactful in your riding experience, which is why we've weighted them based on what riders ask us about the most. Here are the results. The LifeCountry is prepared for Nexx's own XCOM and XCOM3 communication system, both with speaker pockets and with slots on the side of the helmet. It's glasses friendly and it has an excellent finish in terms of build quality. The flip-up mechanism is easy to use and the peak is easily removable. However, the LifeCountry does not have quick release pads, which is fairly uncommon in this price range. All in all, it earns 4 stars for features. Let's come to a final verdict on the LifeCountry. Let's briefly summarize the results of the LifeCountry. It had a decent start on material where it earned 3.5 stars for its carbon fiber shell and 2 shell sizes. However, in weight, the LifeCountry ended up being one of the heaviest helmets we've ever weighed, only earning a single star. On Visor, it earned 4.5 stars, coming alongside a pinlock lens in the box, having a decent visor mechanism and for having an integrated sun visor. In our road tests, the LifeCountry earned 3 stars on noise isolation for a decibel average of 101 and 4 stars on ventilation for a temperature difference of 0 degrees Celsius. Finally, on comfort, it earned 4 stars. It has the padding features you'd expect, making for a comfortable ride if you can handle the 2 kilos on your neck. On features, it earned a solid 4 stars, covering pretty much every feature apart from wind tunnel testing, liner adjustability and an emergency quick release. All in all, the LifeCountry earned 3.4 stars, for which you paid 31 euros per star. Aside from its glaring weakness on weight, the LifeCountry did perform pretty well across our testing. It's not quite at the level of an Arai Tour X5 for example, but price-wise it's also a cut below the top helmets. We're curious, what do you guys think of the LifeCountry? Would you mind the weight or does it not bother you that much? Please let us know in the comments down below or any other questions you might have about this helmet. The Nexx LifeCountry is available at champion-helmets.com, where we offer the lowest price guarantee and very sharp discount bundles. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this in your feed. Buy smart and ride safe. Until next time.